Hi, I'm Brett from Run Queensland. Welcome to Sunday Runday. Today I'm joined by one of my good friends and special guest, Brodie Clark from the North Face. Welcome, mate.
Thanks, Brett. Thanks for having me. It's a big honour.
Oh, mate, look, it's well, I've been wanting to chat a little bit. I mean, I use the North Face shoes. I have done for a couple of years now. I've run in the Trinity, and now I'm running in the Vectives here.
Infinite.
Yes, the Vectives. So I ran in those at UTA last year. But what I wanted to talk a little bit first before we get onto some shoes and get a bit technical all about them, is about you and your running. We were lucky enough to have you in our inaugural Blackwell 21 kilometre last year. And yeah, you had a pretty good run there. You ran 16th overall in 2 hours 38. Do you want to have a little chat about that, and maybe a little bit about your background too, mate, because you've been with the North Face for 12 years. So maybe a little bit of introduces how you got to the North Face, and a little bit about your running.
Yeah, thanks. A few questions there. Just remind me if I miss anything. But yeah, I've been with the North Face for 12 years now. I was lucky enough to come to start working with them in the retail side of the business. So I started at Harbour Town. And then, 10 years ago, an opportunity became available to become a rep. And yeah, love it. I like the lifestyle. I love getting to community events, working with a wide range of people also. So, the North Face definitely opened my eyes to how much adventure there is in the world. I definitely didn't do a great deal of running from primary school through to pretty much when I started with the North Face. Really opened me up, and you can pretty much say that it's my number one hobby now. Definitely find it addictive. It's very enjoyable, and the people that I've met as well, the people that I catch up on weekends with now are generally runners or planning adventures and stuff like that. So and then Blackwell 21, it was I heard a whisper a couple of months before it got announced that there could be a race opportunity, and I was lucky to head out with Simon from Run Queensland to check out the course. And I was coming back from an injury, and it seemed perfect. I was at Blackwell in 2019, support crewing Dean Canassis. Loved the event. Had a really good vibe, and I was really looking forward to getting involved last year with some sort of running. Had probably 15 to 20 close friends from the Gold Coast coming up last year as well. So definitely made a weekend of it. The course was good. There was some single track, some climbing, and a nice finish as well. Some people don't like a bit of footpath or a bit of road, but when you're towards the end of a short race or even a longer race for the 50 and the 100Kers, there's nothing better than knowing you're on this footpath and there's 1 or 2 Ks to the finish line. That's a really nice feeling. And
you've come out of a nice climb after that too, mate, when you've got about 1.5K to go. I'm sure some people, when they seen the gatekeeper, thought their life might have been over, but I
don't know. I couldn't really feel much other than my heart just pumping by then anyway. So the gatekeeper didn't bother me too much. I was more so trying to get a few breaths in.
Yeah, mate. And you just mentioned about Dean Carnassus. Now that plan was really hatched a long time ago. So those that enjoyed that event with him there, you were a massive part. You were instrumental actually in getting him here. When I first spoke with Dean about the event and bringing him over here, he asked, did I know someone from the North Face? And I said, well, actually I do. And that was you. So there was a massive collaboration between technically myself and you to bring this massive thing that happened that way. And I just wanted to acknowledge, mate, how big that was for our event here, and what it meant to a lot of people on the coast and in Queensland. I know a lot of people from around Australia got here that time, but it was huge, mate. So, I mean, I don't know if you can elaborate on what I said, but I know for my part, it was really massive to make that happen. And what you did with that was just huge, mate. So I don't know if you can elaborate, but if you want to go for it.
Yeah, I remember talking to our brand manager, Paul Carras, who worked with Dean when he ran from Kosciuszko to Sydney to open our first store. So that was probably 12 years earlier, and he was like, "Oh, if Dean wants to come, let's get him here." Like, they were like super excited. Been a long time. We talk between ourselves and other people, the amount of phone calls that we had for, it probably took us 6 months. Pretty much, we started talking about it. yeah, 6 a.m. phone calls and you're taking your son to work or school, and then late night calls when I'd get home from work. So yeah, a lot went behind the scenes, and yeah, I was really happy of our team to be able to help get him here. And also, it was a very happy and proud moment to see you sort of fangirling over having Dean here. I know that he's your hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's your hero, and yeah, I didn't realise how much it was going how exciting it was going to be for Megan to have him here as well. I think your wife, she was as excited as you were. Yeah, it was great to have him here and have him socialising and talking to people. It's a shame that he wasn't 100%, and a lot of people don't realise how sick he got on the flight over and how sick he was during his commitments. But people stopping with selfies during the race at checkpoints, people asking for selfies, and he was covered in mud and he wasn't feeling great. But yeah, he's a real professional with that, and he's a real people person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really thank you, because if it wasn't for you, he wouldn't have got here. We sort of jumped on after you did a lot of the groundwork with Dean and made some plans and did a lot. So we kind of just jumped on last minute, and it was nice to have him here. But really, mate, it was 80% you. So thank you.
Yeah, well, and I probably better put in there, it was also Megan and the rest of the team, but Megan played a huge part in that too. So it was a big moment. I know you crewed him for the race, and that was huge. But it was a big moment for me because I read that book, and that was a moment for me where I thought, wow, this is amazing. And probably to a degree, even I guess Run Queensland events might not be here if I hadn't read that book or whatever. You know, like there's all those little intricacies that happen throughout life, and yeah, you kind of get grateful for it. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Even the night with Dean, I remember I took most of the photos when people were taking books and shirts for Dean to sign. I was there taking photos, and even the stories that I was hearing from the next person in line or the person that just had their photos or book signed, telling me stories. And a lot of people similar to yourself got into running because of Dean, or they got handed the book over, or also decided to change their career to do something that you love, wake up and do something that you love, and it'll be a lot easier to get through day to day. So yeah, he definitely inspired a lot of people, and that was very clear that people come from Sydney or people come from Melbourne to listen into that night and to meet him in person. There's a lot of, you don't get that opportunity a lot, especially in Australia.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. So, mate, and then just a little bit about your running. I've noticed that you've done Ultra Trail Australia, and that's the 100K. Tarawera 100K.
Yep.
And you've done a couple of Kokoda challenges on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, and yeah, Coastal High as well, a few years ago as well. So some events. Yeah, for me, it's just about getting to the start line. The body doesn't like the build up to getting to the start line. So most of the time I get to the start line and I'm not ready. And that's part of the thing that I enjoy the challenge. Halfway through, I'm like, that's it. I'm just running shorter distances. And then as soon as the race is over, I'm planning the next race. So, so yeah, Blackall 21 was my first sort of shorter distance race. And it was perfect. Anyone that's looking to do a shorter race or have friends or family running the 50 or 100, I got to finish the 21K and I stayed on site, and I got to pretty much go back and have a shower and have some food and come back and watch the winners of the 50K. So I kind of got to experience the whole event while still getting my own run in. And then we got to sit on the hill all night, all afternoon and all night waiting for the 100Ks to start coming through. And yeah, we must have sat on that hill for 6 to 8 hours in the end. Like, yeah, it was a really, really memorable day for me. Like just being there with friends, hanging out, who majority of us had raced some distance, and just supporting locals. That's kind of why trail running is so close to my heart, pretty much.
Yeah, it's some special moments. I always look forward to it. It's not too far away now, so it'll be about 6 or 7 weeks. It'll be awesome. But mate, one of the things that I really wanted to talk to you about is I obviously run in that, and I mean, I know you've got to do a bit of training, but I had a good run at UTA and knocked out a sub 14. You've probably heard about that a few times. But what I wanted to know is this shoe has just come out the Vective, and it's got new technology. Now, I know that there's a plate in it. What I thought, why I wanted to get you onto have a chat, was to basically sort of understand what this tech is about, because I know it's new technology in the shoe, and
Yep.
I know there's different styles to this Vective. Can you give us a bit of a rundown on that?
Yeah, totally. So
Yeah,
I've got some of the shoes here as well. So so Vective came out in March 2021. So it's been in the market for 6 months now. Globally, they worked on it for 2 years and sent the global team pretty much all around the world, UTMB. And then, they did a lot of testing on the UTMB course. That was one of the main testing locations to make sure it was good for climbing, uphill, downhill. The global team broke multiple FKTs during the testing of this shoe. A lot of people, when they see the North Face, they might think of a puffer jacket or a logo tee or a beanie. And kind of, again, we're across pretty much all categories in the outdoor industry. But footwear is something that we've always had it. And it's kind of like, we do footwear, and it's like, and then our requests get taken elsewhere with clothing and other things and camping. So the brand took a massive focus 2 years ago, going footwear is a focus for us, and we're really going into this 100%. So it's been really nice to have this new collection that we kept hearing about for 18 months. So what people don't know is that shoes take 18 months to 2 years to get produced and to do testing and to make sure they're up to quality and they don't feel great for the first 20 or 50K and then they fall apart on you. So internally, we were hearing about these shoes and hearing about this new technology. And when Dean was here in 2019, in October 2019, he was like, oh, the new shoes are really good. They're really, really good. It's going to be a big game changer. And I was like, it's still 18 months till they land in the country. Like, it's sort of like hide your excitement. But the thing that the brand did is they bought a plate into trail running shoes. So I'm not too sure if that's visible, but they've got 3 tiers. Yeah, so there's 3 tiers of shoes. So this is kind of a breakdown to showing what the shoe is. But the hero shoe, which was the Flight Vective. So the Vective is a design, is pretty much the plate and the sole unit together. So all the shoes will have Vective in them. And then there is 3 different tiers of Vective. So the top tier actually a carbon plate. So the North Face Flight Vective is the first trail shoe with a carbon plate. Traditionally, that's been saved for road shoes with marathon shoes. Kipchoge's sub 2 hour was sort of one of the first things with carbon, and that's kind of taken over pretty much every single brand now. So what carbon is a more responsive, and it sort of snaps back there. So it'll give you that more flex, and you'll be able to pivot off a little bit quicker. And then with the shoes, this is the 2 shoes that are in the market right now. So also what they're doing is it's very minimal. So the carbon shoe is designed for a race day and designed to be fast. So not everyone. So you're in the Infinite. So that is the second tier. It's going to be slightly less responsive in the midsole and a slightly different on the upper. So a little bit more supportive on the style you've got. This is definitely designed for speed. Yeah. Happy that we'll also have our entire collection of shoes in at the running company also. So currently there's 1 model in there, and the other 2 models in the next couple of weeks, just a couple of slight delays with COVID, unfortunately. So we'll also have a try-on fleet at the event that's coming up in a week and a half, pretty much on September the 15th of the Endurance also. So, so the Flight has the carbon plate. And then we go into the Infinite, which is the one that you wore, Brett. So, you'll definitely notice a difference with the plates when you try the shoe on. So carbon is a really firm but responsive. I remember you saying that you like the feeling of the Infinite a lot more. So a little bit more giving, and then also a slightly different upper also. But as you can see, it's still very thin around the ankle to reduce weight. All the Vective collection also come with a 6 mil drop. I know a lot of people are curious about what drops are in shoes these days. So all the Vective come with a 6 mil drop.
Well, I mean, for me, I do alternate between a 0 and these, especially in a longer race. But what I've noticed with these too, mate, these have softened up over because I wore them basically brand new at UTA, and you sort of said, you need to break them in a bit. And they kind of felt, I mean, they didn't bother me, but I've noticed that they've definitely softened up as I've gone along, which has been interesting. You told me that was going to happen anyway, but I didn't find any drama with them at all during UTA. I actually loved running in them, especially running down Kadumba.
So definitely with that being a plate, A little bit of wearing in will just soften that plate a little bit and give it a little bit more give. So yeah, there's no, from the brand, they don't say you should wear them in for this many Ks before you get optimum performance. But generally from people locally and also internationally, we're finding it's like 20 to 50 Ks just to soften up the plate a little bit. But as you said, lots of people have got these shoes out of the box and worn them straight away. So you don't have to wear them in, but yeah, I would suggest anyone running in any shoe really before a big race to actually get them out on trail and actually test to make sure they're right for their feet as well.
Yeah. Oh, look, these were a great run. Maybe I wore them in over the whole race, mate. Maybe they were getting softer as I was going along. No, but they were a beautiful shoe. Mate, you just mentioned there about we're going to have I guess it's a try night. So just for anyone out there that's watching, it's going to be on Wednesday, the 15th of September, and it's going to be we run to Mount Emu. It's about a 9-kilometre run, about 4.5K out and back. We meet at the car park at the school there on School Road at Coolum. And if you get there for about 6 o'clock, Brody's going to be there with try-on shoes that you can have a run in these. So he's going to be there from 6, and we'll probably start the run about 6:30. So if you really want to have a look at these shoes, it's a great opportunity. You can come and talk to Brody about all the shoes. If you also want to come and talk to any of our team about the Blackall 100, you're welcome to do that too. The shoes are also available at the running company Sunshine Coast on Dewporth Avenue. Mate, I was in there this morning too. I've got to say, I noticed the new packs, which I hadn't seen before. Those bloody new running packs look superb.
Yeah, so there's 2 different packs in there. So there is a race vest, which is 8 litres in size, which is pretty much for Blackall. There's not a big compulsory gear list. So if someone wanted to go really light, they could definitely get away with that. Or the other pack is they classify as a training pack, which is 12 litres. But again, for races like UTA, that would be perfect. I've just come back from BVRT. I rode BVRT this week, and that's the bag that I wore because I like how it fits and a 12 litre, you've got enough stuff to carry in the back. And then 2 weeks ago, I did Carnarvon Gorge, and luckily enough to stay at your house for a night also and go for a run. And pretty much every day I wore that training vest, which, I really, really like. So, they come with flasks, and there's also a new little feature with the flasks. You can actually clip them in, and you can actually drawstring. You can actually pull it down from the inside because everyone knows pretty much when you fill your bottles, you got to shake it to try and get it down in your chest. So there's an option here where you can clip it in and actually pull it down. So, something that you don't generally think of when you're looking at a vest or looking to buy something. But over the next few weeks, there'll be pretty much a couple of new items a week arriving at the Running Co. So we're super excited with some clothing as well coming through.
Mate, I noticed there's some gear there. I mean, when I went in this morning and I noticed them there, and I was like, wow, they look pretty good. They look like they've got like some sort of wicking material on the bloody vest. Is that right?
On the chest, yeah, and it's really, really minimal as well. So it'll mold to sort of obviously absorb that moisture and kind of spread it out. So it's less weight with your sweat as well. So you'd be ready. You'd look fast.
Mate, I've already talked to Brad about it because I've got to go in and I'm going to go buy one anyway because I just seen on my other old one, I won't mention the brand, but anyway, it snapped in the back of it, and I was like, bloody hell. And then I went in this morning, I thought, oh, there we go, that looks all right. So yeah, when I seen it, and then I'm actually going to probably go in with my UTA gear in case I do it again and see, can I jam it all in that 8 litre? I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'll have a crack before, otherwise I'll go to that 12 litre one, which is your standard anyway there.
Yeah, especially for UTA. But yeah, I use the previous model 8 litre for UTA, and I got everything in, and I still don't really know how I did that. But yeah, generally the 12 litre. Yeah, but it was very squashed. But yeah, the 12 litre is definitely for someone who wants to carry some extra fluids. It's a bladder compatible as well, so you can have 2 bottles in the front and a bladder. Or if someone wants to carry some extra things or extra food, the 12 litre is definitely a good size as well.
Yeah, it's cracking, mate. It looked really good, eh? I was super impressed with it. I'm like, wow. And I've been running in the same sort of vest for a long time now, and I'm like, oh, the changes come, I reckon. It looks really good. So,
okay. Just one thing, Bruno, before we go on, I just wanted to talk about the Endurus as well. And this is the third model of the shoe. So this is the shoe that we're getting lots of really good reviews on. Lots of runners are running in these. One of the main differences is it's got a TPU plate, so it's not a carbon or a Pebax plate like the previous two models. It's definitely a lot more traditional as a shoe, so more supportive around the ankle and more padding. But also, there's an extra 6 mil of cushioning in this shoe. So obviously, I can't show you on Zoom, but it's actually a lot plush foam as well, so it's a lot softer ride. Simon works for Run Queensland. He purchased his pair 3 or 4 months ago now, maybe a little bit longer, and he's loving them. At UTA, we had like the 11K winner in males and female 22K winner. They both wore them shoes. The team that just won the Gold Coast Kokoda Challenge, all 4 of them wore this Endurance shoe. So even though there is shoes higher than this in good, better, best, I think this will be our volume shoe. And Brad kind of seemed to agree that a little bit more cushioning, a little bit softer, good for them longer days to 50 or 100 Ks, but still enough in there to get the speed as well.
They're available in store now. I've seen them today, actually.
Yeah, so that's the men's colourway, and then this is the women's colourway. So that's the shoe that I think there'll be some good volume with that shoe.
And they look like they're at a really good cost point too, like from what I could work out.
I think Brad has. I think they're at $250 retail, and then so there's it's $330, $280, and $250. And then at that $250 price point, a lot of our global athletes are running races in that shoe too, and they obviously have an option. They can wear whatever they want, and a lot of them are running in the Endurance because they like that little bit more cushioning. So that's a really good sign that they're running in that shoe and not just always running in our premium Pinnacle shoe.
Yeah, well, I kind of feel like I'm going to have a go, get a pair of those when I'm in there too. I was looking today and I thought I'm going to give them a go next. So, but these ones these ones are good. And the more I've broken these fellas in, they've been fantastic. So, mate, if there's anything you want to let anyone know out there, let them know. I know you guys are going to be at the event this year. And we'll have all the gear up there. There'll be packs available and stuff like that on the night there. So on the Friday night, if anyone's looking for one, if you want to come and have a chat with you Wednesday week, you're always available and you're full of knowledge. So it's definitely worth coming and picking your brain. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely Wednesday night. I haven't decided if I will run yet or if there's a few people there that want to come to talk about some product or ask questions and they don't want to run. I'm more than happy to hang around and talk while some runners go out and test the shoes. As you said, we'll get there a bit earlier and also hang around later. So we pretty much have the Endurance available as try-on with a couple of other sizes in the other shoes. So hopefully everyone can try and work on their size. But as you said, Brad at the Running Co has Endurance in now, and the other 2 models are coming in the next couple of weeks. So he's also a wealth of knowledge with footwear, so he'll be able to help out with any questions there also. Yeah,
fantastic. Well, mate, thank you for spending a little bit of time with me on Sunday Runday. It's always good fun, and I learned a little bit about what my shoe looks like inside today, so that's fantastic. Really appreciate it, mate, and really appreciate how much you guys have brought to the event, and especially you, mate. It's been a real pleasure to have worked with you for these few years now, and what you've brought to our events. It's just so much appreciated. Thank you.
Your passion, mate. I can't ignore any of your passion. So, if we can get involved with any community events, we definitely will. Definitely like supporting, and again, long-lasting relationships as well. So, 2018 is the first time we got on board, and looking forward to moving forward and supporting Blackall and the runners any way we can.
Yeah, no, thanks, mate. Look forward to having another run with you real soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Bruno. Cheers, mate.
Take care, mate. Bye.
Cheers.